I don't know. I don't know whether this is interesting or not.
No, we'll be the judge. We'll be the judge.
As you know, been swimming in winter. Legend that I am.
I went for a swim in winter. Down the beach. Gee, it was nice.
And you always feel better, don't you?
I did one without the wetsuit, one with the wetsuit. Oof.
And the one without, did you stay in long?
Not that. A bit, but the sun was shining. It was nice, but then I went back the next day and just went, oh, no, I can't do it.
See, I have a rule that if you go in, you got to dive under 3 times. I think I told you that.
No, I haven't heard that rule.
Yeah, you got to dive under 3 times to make it worthwhile. And then you can get out.
3 times?
Yeah, you got to go 3 times. As in,
sometimes I dive under there and then I get pulled along and I'm just... People on the beach must think I'm drowning because I scramble to the surface. You know what I mean? Like, awful.
Like a wet dog.
Yeah.
Anyway, so down the beach, getting changed in the car park, and this couple turns up. I thought, they must be taking their dog for a walk. And then I look, and they walk past me. They've got their cat.
Wow.
They're taking their cat for a walk on the beach on a leash.
That's incredible.
Who's that?
Cat.
A cat?
Yeah, Hughesy used to take his cat down the beach. He used to do a routine about it.
Oh, there you go. It's
not
that interesting. So
down the beach.
People, but I don't.
Not often.
I don't sort of get it. It's because with the dog, you throw a stick in the water and the dog goes out in the water and comes back. And what do you do with a cat? What do you do?
The cat's on the leash.
Well, they carried it for a while, and then I think they had a leash and they put it down, and it didn't. It just stood there.
I think Hughesy's routine is that he looked at his wife and said, "We need a baby," because it sounds like these people are treating that cat like a toddler.
Yeah, I think you're right.
But
yeah.
Also, what is cats sort of like to stay in their own world? They're not like dogs.
No,
that cat would be freaking out.
Yeah, well, it was a pretty cool cat, but it didn't look like. Then I worked it out. It's a giant kitty litter.
Oh, he's going down to crap on the beach.
Yeah, I mean so maybe he in a way feels at home. But beyond that, I thought I was only going to take a photograph, but I thought that's a bit rude. I thought, what you go for a bit of a walk, put the cat down. With a dog, they'll run, they'll chase other dogs.
They'll go in the water?
Yeah, so...
How old was this couple?
Oh, they would be early 20s.
Yeah, I reckon it's a...
So when they have a baby...
Cat's gone.
Yeah,
cat's gone. They're about the cat. Yeah, because Hughesy also does, in the same routine, talks about when he was on Australia's Got Talent or one of those shows, and a guy came in with his cat, and the cat, on stage with the cat, and the cat's meant to jump through hoops or something, but the cat just sat there.
Yeah.
And he goes, his dreams aren't your dreams. His dreams aren't your dreams. But he does a whole thing about, they used to take their cat to the beach occasionally, but then they had kids, so...
Yeah, but if there were people... I mean, you will go to the beach when there are people around and a dog, but to be on a beach where there are people around and you got a cat, you're going to get looks.
I've never seen that. It's slightly attention-seeking, isn't it?
Well, yeah, and it was a big fluffy one. It wasn't like your normal one. It was like one of those special ones that they tease up and do at the Royal Melbourne Show and stuff. And
tell you what, though, Dunkirk would have been different if there was cat poo on the beach. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, go slow, stop.
Yeah.
Don't step in that.
So anyway, they came back to the car park and I was still getting changed, and unfortunately the cat saw
your thing. We've talked about this last time, and so it was in the wild.
It went at it, and
but you survived.
I survived, and anyway, I always reckon...
Well, we've got leads for our cats, right? So we got these 2 kittens, and we haven't used these leads yet.
This is a leash.
It's a leash, yeah. A lead.
So you've actually bought one to take.
Kieran's bought 2 of them.
So you're going to be freak family. You're going to be freaky family.
I said I'm not putting him on the lead. I'm not. I said they haven't even been outside yet, these cats, because according to all the cat books, 6 months is when you can let them into the backyard. And so I said, yeah, I'll just watch them. She goes, oh, you're going to put him on the lead? I'm like, I'm not putting him on a lead.
No,
it's ridiculous.
I mean, the cats
put a cat on a lead.
It just doesn't make sense. I mean, the dogs sort of... Because cats don't walk with you. They don't... No. Our Burmese Tortie, he used to follow me down the street sometimes.
Yeah, right.
But not really.
He'd hide in houses. And,
but not really.
Tell you what, though, cat on the beach, but cat on a surfboard, now we're talking.
So you think that'd be good?
I've seen a cat on a surfboard on a show or something, yeah.
As in, like, because you see a lot of dogs on skateboards, on surfboards. So you think...
A cat on a surfboard, that's a whole new thing. Maybe they're building up to that. Maybe they're getting the cat used to the beach.
Maybe it's a good name for a coffee shop.
Cat on a surfboard?
Yeah.
Maybe the cat just starts off boogie boarding like me, and then eventually it moves up to the...
Or skiffle board. No, a skiffle board is?
Yes.
Yeah, put the cat on the... Throw the skiffle board down. Throw the cat on it. And then just go, look, you're meant to be... You've got 9 lives.
I think a general rule, skiffle boards can only be used by someone under 35, don't you reckon?
The best way to break a wrist or an ankle.
Looks,
yeah.
It's like a frisbee you chuck on the ground and then you stand on it, don't you?
Yeah. Yeah. And now they do it where they throw it into the shallows and they actually go out onto the waves and then ride the wave back in again.
I mean, that's awesome, but nah, I couldn't do it at my age.
Yeah, anyway.
I couldn't do it at my... I tell you, though, when I was boogie boarding the other day, I was looking at some women around my age surfing, and they were obviously new to it. I thought, maybe I could do that.
I could have you up surfing.
Yeah, but is it hard to go from lying down to standing up? That's my whole thing. Because I find it hard on just the normal ground, standing up from lying down. How am I going to go on a surfboard?
It's a pop.
It's a pop.
It's a pop.
Yeah, I
so you
pop.
and you got to get it down to 2 moves. As opposed, when you get off the floor normally, you go like up onto your knees and you go up and then you push up and then leg, push. You've got to go into an arch position, right? That's position number 1 because you've just caught the wave. You push up. You'll see the
I see them do it. Yeah.
And then you've got to swing your legs underneath.
Oh Jesus!
Swing your legs underneath. Do you want me to do it for you now? Watch. I'll do it here.
Yeah, go and do it for me. Okay, I'll describe it. Glenn's getting down on the carpet at the pub. Okay. He's pretending he's surfing.
Now I'm surfing.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And then I
push up.
That's move 1.
Move 1.
And there's move 2.
You bring him up underneath. See, I couldn't do that.
Well, yeah, I struggle with it too, actually.
Oh boy.
It's like, but something for you to practice at home.
Yeah.
Do it on the bed.
Maybe I'll boogie board. Maybe I'll stick to boogie boarding.
Maybe just take the cat.
Take the cat down the beach.
On a leash. That's why they were doing it. Anyway.
Here comes the music.
Welcome to Somehow Related Now. Please welcome your hosts Glenn Robbins and Dave O'Neill.
Well, here we are, somehow related.
In a pub.
In the pub studio.
Your pub, where you work. You do wonderful
Grandview.
shows. You did the Grandview last night.
Not always that wonderful, but they're a good night out. Starts at 8, finishes by 10. Always good.
Yeah, it's good because your demographic here is kind of they want to be
Middle-aged. Middle-aged. Sometimes people bring their kids or teenagers.
A bit of lovely counter meal, bit of entertainment.
Counter meal, bit of have a pot.
Yeah, is there language? What's the language?
Yeah. Look, I tell the young guys, don't say the C word. I want to hear it.
Oh, yeah, that's fair enough.
Fuck's all right, but, don't fucking say that. Oh, this fucking...
Because it's a threshold, you don't want to cross it, and that's fair enough, You
got people from Ivanhoe and posh suburbs around here. That's a posh suburb.
Yeah, I mean,
I'll be sitting there eating their shit and I'll hear some young bloke go, so this fucking... what?
See, we wouldn't say that word on this podcast.
No, we haven't said it. And you know what?
We've never said it, I don't think.
Look, but the young guys do throw it around a lot. They throw it around like just saying, "How you going?" How you going?
Yeah, it's a bit of a
cool.
Yeah, it's cool.
It's cool.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Like I'm rebellious. I'm crossing the line.
Yeah. But anyway, that's a good night out. Well, let's get our topics. We just got to get 2 topics and work out how they are related. Go, Sam.
Portsea in the start of World War One.
What?
That's she's getting more obscure. Maybe she's running out of things, but we've got to explain what Portsea... Everyone knows what World War One is.
Yes.
But Portsea is a resort beach town.
Beach town, right on Point Nepean.
Right on the... If you think of Port Phillip Bay, it's right on the tip, on the bottom, kind of.
And it has 2 sides. It has the bay side.
And then Western Port.
And it has the beach side.
And then Western Port on the other side, where Gunnamatta is and all that. That's the edge of Western Port Bay as well, isn't it?
That's right, yes.
Yeah. So for people around the world, Portsea is known... And there's places similar. I know when I've been to Europe with my brother, there's similar places where posh people go to holiday.
The Hamptons. It's like the Hamptons.
Like the Hamptons. Yeah.
It's probably about an hour and a half.
Yeah.
But what's happened here is that they're putting new freeway in.
That's close.
So it's really easy for people who are, let's just say, not Portsea people, to go there to the beach. There's a freeway that goes straight there now, whereas before it was kind of like going around the coast or whatever. But now it's like bang on the freeway and it pops out.
An hour. You get there for
an hour. Yeah.
Portsea.
Yeah.
I wonder what the Sydney equivalent of Portsea is. There must be the northern beaches up there somewhere. Even though it is a holiday destination, it's not a suburb. It's a holiday place, really, Portsea.
Yeah, is
isn't
it
it?
Watson's Bay? Is it
somewhere
Vaucluse
like that. Somewhere
or
posh.
somewhere? But like you say, it's where you have your beach house, right?
Yeah, and I just remember when I went to uni, you'd occasionally meet girls that were from Brighton, the well-to-do places, and
Yeah.
they'd say, no, we're going down. I went down. I stayed at a beach house in Portsea with some of them.
Yeah.
Oh, we go to Portsea on the weekend.
Oh, the beach, and it's beautiful. The beaches are beautiful on both sides.
But the Portsea beach got eroded.
What, recently?
Yeah.
Oh, but that's your global warming right there. I mean, over on the West Coast too, they're getting done. That's where Harold Holt.
That's the former Prime Minister disappeared off Portsea Beach.
He went skin diving by himself, didn't he?
Skin diving?
Was it scuba diving?
It wasn't scuba diving. It
Oh.
was just a dip, wasn't it? Or was he scuba diving?
Oh, that's interesting.
Was he scuba diving? Harold Holt.
Okay.
I don't know. Or was he skin diving? Should we ask Sam?
What's the difference between skin diving and scuba diving?
Well, hang on. Skin diving. Isn't skin diving in the nude? Skinny dipping?
That's skinny dipping.
Oh, okay. Skin diving is scuba diving, is it? I don't know.
Scuba diving is scuba gear.
Did
with
he
a
have
tank.
scuba gear, Harold Holt?
On the 17th of December 1967, Harold Holt, the Prime Minister of Australia, disappeared while swimming in the sea near Portsea, Victoria. An enormous search operation was mounted in and around Cheviot Beach, but his body was never recovered. The Prime Minister wasn't wearing a scuba suit, he was just in for a casual dip.
My apologies.
No scuba gear. He just disappeared.
But then again, if you but he
just sounds like it was
so
a spontaneous.
he drowned, and what was it? But he was never found.
It's incredible. He's like you. He just loves the beach. It sounds like just loves the beach.
Well, maybe.
Imagine if you disappeared. Imagine. I'll be here by myself doing this podcast, going.
So
Thanks
good.
for all the messages. Thanks for all the memorial service is planned.
And-
we're gonna have a special somehow-related section.
Yeah, well, those people would get in. Like they get priority, wouldn't they?
There's talk of the MCG, but we're thinking Etihad now.
Wow. And what would there? Everyone be able to make a bit of a speech. Would there? What would they?
Yeah.
Would there be like an Uncle Arthur section? Comes Uncle
Well,
Arthur.
and we're going to do a somehow-related Glenn Robbins and sea disappearances or something. You know. Like,
And who would you reckon someone to take over from? Would you reckon who would you get to do my role in Somehow Related?
probably Sam Pang, but he's pretty
Gee,
busy.
he'd be good.
He's pretty busy though.
He's
Isn't
very good.
he? You know, he probably
But
asked for money too.
But then again, I don't think he would care about the topics as much as
No.
we do.
No,
You go,
I'd have to stop it. If one of us dies, we just have to stop it and just, and then people on the street go, used to love your podcast, and you go, yeah, but,
No, you know what I do if you went?
Glenn died.
It's like when, like...
I'm going to get a hologram like ABBA in London. They got that hologram where you go watch ABBA perform?
Like The Simpsons, when one of them couldn't do the role anymore,
Yeah.
they just got another person to do it. I'd get a Dave O'Neill impersonator.
Apparently Eric Bana can do me, but
Oh, really?
Yeah.
He can do everyone.
again, he's busy though, in Hollywood, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, but it's
He's in
somehow
Hollywood.
related. There's a lot of loyal fans out there
Yeah,
who
but,
would be
you
very
know,
disappointed.
anyway.
Or if we both went, maybe we'd get
My kid.
your kids.
I got one of my kids.
Do a junior version of
You
it.
can get your nephew. I saw your nephew at the cake shop. Paddy?
Yeah.
Paddy?
Yeah.
He looks a bit like you.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, so just get him and get my son Jasper sorted.
And they do like and it'd have the new Somehow Related
The new somehow
as opposed to
like when Sooty and Sweet. Remember Sooty and Sweet?
no.
The puppets. Sooty and Sweep. The
Snooty?
English- Sooty and Sweep. They're two puppets. And they were British, and there was an old guy who used to do the puppets.
Yeah.
They were a big kids show
Yeah.
in England, and then his son took over, and then another guy took over from him. So
So you reckon we could have this going for a long time?
franchise like the Wiggles, like the Wiggles.
We should we could do like a Japanese one.
Yeah.
We could do an Indian one. We could do this is brilliant.
We can get Emma Wiggle to do it. You know,
The one who left.
yeah,
Yeah.
get her to do it.
Jeez, good meeting. Like there's a whiteboard. I've written all that down on the
All
whiteboard
that
here.
down.
Portsea.
Portsea. Yeah, I stayed at Portsea once with Kathy and Sana. These girls. It was good fun.
Let me Kathy. Kathy, what was she like? A blonde bob?
Blonde. Yes, you've nailed it.
And what was the other one?
Sana.
Sana.
Sana had the best name. Hello, if you're listening. Sana Conquest. I remember in the first day of uni, we were doing all public relations, which is a very Portsea course to do. I'm doing public relations at university. PR. Working PR, Glenn. You know, PR people tend to be blonde and especially back in the old days.
Yes, especially.
And Son of Conquest, we had to do the role, and this guy Pete turned around and went, "Is that your real name?" She's like, "Yeah, Son of Conquest." What a great name!
That is a fantastic name.
Anyway, so went down there, stayed in Portsea. We had a great time because they knew everyone down there.
So you get things you would have done. Did you go to the pub?
Yes.
Did you go for a swim?
Yes.
Did you go like what?
That was it.
You weren't. Were you wearing boat shoes?
Yeah, I don't know.
Did you tie your jumper around your shoulders?
Yes.
Were you
definitely.
wearing like a pastel colour? Did you have
Yes.
shorts? Were you was it
Shorts.
summertime?
Yeah, it was summer.
Yeah,
Shorts.
And did you meet people who had nicknames?
Oh, yeah. Like,
Toffee and Boffy.
yeah, but yeah. Giles and, and they all seem to have gone to the same 5 schools.
Yeah.
Whereas, I, like you, I went to a high school. So
Yeah,
I was a bit of rough. What do they call it? A bit of rough trade.
Yeah, you're a bit of rough trade. Come in there, show them how it's really done.
Excuse me, can you get me a drink? No, I'm not working here. What? But it's funny because it is a very posh part of Victoria, and then there's Sorrento, which is also posh next to it.
Right next door, yeah.
But then
Yeah.
you go down the hill and there's Rye and Rosebud, which is very working class.
Well, that's very true, actually.
And Rye's very Italian, and Rosebud used to be. I mean, we always used to do jokes about who's staying in a caravan at Rosebud this.
that's
this
very
year.
true. They're well observed.
Yeah, and it's very. People they camp along the foreshore there, and there's always articles in the paper. They've 3 generations of the Dawson family have camped on Rosebud foreshore.
Well, I always maintain you got your bloke in the caravan right on the water, then you up, and he's got the best view in town, and then behind him there's an $8 million house up on the hill, and he just has to step across the beach, and he's in the water, the caravan, and the bloke has. They're both as happy as each other.
Yeah, but the bloke in the caravan has to walk to the toilet block when he has to go to the toilet.
Yeah, but you're part of a community, and you go down there. Go Terry, go Keith.
I've got a joke. I'll do it at the end. I've got a joke about this whole situation.
I'll remind you. You got a joke at the end.
I'll try to remember.
Now Portsea is the rip, isn't it?
What?
The rip.
Oh, that's Harold Holt. It's a dangerous rip in Portsea.
And that is because the tide goes in, and it's a fairly narrow opening.
What's that island? There's Mud Island, isn't there, off Portsea?
That's not far. Yeah, that's around there as well.
One of my friends went to Mud Island once. You can get off and walk on it. I'd love to go to Mud Island.
There's a day out.
Yeah.
It's very big.
No. Have you been in a boat?
Not a great name, by the way.
Mud Island.
I mean, take a bit more time. Give it some,
Have you been in a boat in that bay?
I've been. Well, I'd tell that story because there's one of the best waves in the world there, in the world. Where when the conditions are right and the tide is right, there's a wave that wraps around the point in the pen. It's called Corsair, and it's one of the best left-handers in the world.
Are you speaking English? What are you talking about? Go on.
Yeah, and it's but you can only get there by boat because that land there is not accessible, is it? You can't drive your car there.
No.
And people will come from miles around on a boat, and then and they'll come from the other side and surf. Yeah,
but
yeah.
You have to get on a boat to get that wave.
Yes.
Wow. And you've done that.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. And then, as the story goes, Rob Sitch took me from Portsea, from Sorrento.
But he's not a surfer.
But we said, why did I don't know how it came about that we did that. I must have been down there with my surfboard.
He's got a boat.
He's got a boat, and we went out there, and I surfed it. And as I arrived, the guys go, "You've just missed it." So I went in anyway. It's very fast breaking. It breaks under a fairly harsh, point sandbank, and it's a very very fast wave. Anyway, so
I've been out there in a boat in the 80s when I worked at the Red Cross. One of the old guys was part of the volunteer Coast Guard or something.
Yeah,
and he took me out. It was beautiful, Port Phillip Bay.
Oh yeah, from there it is.
Oh
yeah, absolutely.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. But the water can get pretty choppy going through that rip there. On the tide.
The heads.
Don't people...
The heads?
The heads.
The heads.
Yeah. Don't people swim across there to Queenscliff? Do they do that swim?
Do they? That'd be dangerous. There's a ferry. I know there's a ferry that goes across.
Ferry?
There's a ferry.
It sounds like you're talking about
it's a magic ferry.
It's a ferry, not a fairy.
A ferry. Des Dallincourt the other day, he had a gig. He's got a house in Ocean Grove, and then he got the ferry from Queenscliff to Portsea.
Yeah.
Someone picked him up. He went and did a gig in Sorrento, and then he said it was great.
Fantastic.
40 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah, or you can put your car on there.
Yeah.
You can. Yeah, I've done that because we have a place down the other coast, the west coast, your west coast is a little bit not so much now, but was a bit more blue collar originally, and that your Portsea was your
Posh.
posh. Anyway, I want to finish that story. So Rob took me out, and then he took me back to the jetty at Portsea, and as I'm coming up, there's a couple of 3 or 4 girls sunbaking on the jetty. And I want to sort of step off with my surfboard as he pulls in.
Cool.
Yeah, too cool for school. And as I step off the boat onto the jetty, because I've got a life jacket on, but it's one of those ones that you have to pull to inflate.
Oh, yeah.
And as I step, I accidentally pull my
Oh, no.
cord. And the girls are there, and they just hear... and the whole thing just inflates around my head, and I go from hero to zero. I mean, looking like a cool guy that's just been out at Corsair to some dickhead who didn't know how to bloody, get off a boat.
Creepy old guy.
Yeah. But anyway,
with his floaties on.
Yeah, the little floaties on. Yeah, absolutely.
Portsea. Well, it's interesting, Portsea, and they do. I know it's a cliche, but they do speak like that.
They do like that. Oh, yes. Yeah.
Oh.
Well, there's the Millionaire's Walk there.
Oh, yeah.
But they don't like you to know about it.
What's that?
Well, that's where, because it's Crown... Hang on. But Crown Land? Yeah, it'd be Crown Land. You got all the properties along the cliff.
Yeah.
Then you got this little gate that goes through, and you can walk along the top of the cliff, which is right almost in the front yard of these...
Lindsay Fox and all those guys.
All those houses. They don't like you to know about it, but you walk along, and you go for the view, but you can't help but realise that you're right on...
Oh, I'd love to do that.
Yeah, so you're looking right into these properties on the left, and then on the right you've got this magnificent view, over Port Phillip Bay.
Got to get the stubbies and shorts.
Yeah.
And the esky.
Hey, mate, there you go.
Lindsay,
What's
how you going, mate?
Yeah, what's happening?
Because he tried to claim the beach, didn't he, Lindsay Fox? He had that whole thing about buying the...
He pushed it out there, didn't he?
God.
Yeah. And then there's the Artist Trail.
What's the Artist Trail?
I think there's a trail down there where
like
you
a
can
tour
go
guide.
and... Well,
Portsea.
Yeah, there's an artist trail. Who were the artists like Streeton and Boyd?
Oh, the Heidelberg School.
Yes,
the Heidelberg School.
So I think you can go to the places where they painted them paintings.
Wow.
So you can stand on the actual spot and go, "This was painted right here."
We did go once to the old quarantine centre down there.
Yeah, that's
You've
right.
been there?
Yeah.
Which is now a function.
Oh, is it?
Centre.
Yeah, right.
But we went there. No, it was sort of a museum because it was so remote. They used to be our quarantine place. And it was really interesting.
So that would have been people coming into Victoria.
Yeah.
Who may have had something.
Yeah, and they quarantined for a month there or something. And there's a similar one in Manly in Sydney because I've done a gig there in this really remote bit of Manly. It's bizarre. Like right up on a hill in Manly.
And the buildings are still there, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. And there's been talk for a long time about doing something there, hasn't there? About doing resorts and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And the government won't, because of the land allocation or something, or
It's quite beautiful though down there. Well, I think we've covered off Portsea.
You reckon?
Yeah.
Yeah,
definitely.
So.
Definitely.
If you've got Harold Holt and you've got, Surf Spot.
Posh people.
Yeah. Portsea. All right.
I started World War One. Now, okay, I did World War One in year 11, modern history.
Well, this should be a snack for you.
Yeah, but World War One, one of the questions was, what were the causes of World War One? Wasn't it Archduke Ferdinand?
Someone got shot.
Yeah, Archduke Ferdinand.
From
Austria.
Yes.
By a Serbian dissident.
Oh, there you go.
And
Serbian dissidents.
A Serbian dissident, and that triggered... Because, World War II, it's kind of... The reason it started was Hitler invaded.
Yeah, I'm going to take over the world.
He's a crazy man.
Yeah.
But World War One was a bit more complicated. And there was this whole economic... There was an economic build-up. There was an arms build-up. I can still remember my study notes where I had all the 10 causes of World War One, but I can't think of what it had to do with Portsea. But Archduke Ferdinand, he was shot, wasn't he, in a motorcade or something? Yeah. But,
was it? Okay, 1914, wasn't it?
1914 and 1918
1918
was the war.
There was the Allies and the Central Powers, is that right?
Yes, and Russia were on German side in that war, I think. Yeah.
You had your Germans, your Austrians, your Bulgarians, and then, of course, we had the Gallipoli.
Yeah, that's right.
And that was, why did Gallipoli happen?
Gallipoli is in Turkey.
And they threw us there to
the British just used the Australian troops, didn't they?
As
Churchill.
as fodder.
Yeah, Churchill was in charge, wasn't he? Churchill had something to do with it, definitely.
It goes back to
Sounds horrific.
Yeah.
Sounds horrific. Running up the beach.
And
It's a good movie, though, Gallipoli.
great movie. Mel Thompson. What's his name? Who's this famous Australian actor? Oh no,
Jack Thompson.
no,
Steve Bisley.
Mad Max.
Oh, Mel Gibson.
Oh, thank God.
Is he in Gallipoli? Is he? I don't know. I can't remember.
Was he?
Sam, help us. Who was in Gallipoli? There's also that other famous actor who then went on to do he used to do a cabaret act where he'd imitate, was it Dean Martin or someone? The main guy? He was
But that was
guy.
Man from Story River guy.
Oh, yeah, that guy. Oh, we're having a massive Noble moment.
Hello,
Who was in Gallipoli, Sam?
Mel Gibson and Mark Lee.
Yeah, it was Mel Gibson in Gallipoli. That's right.
And what was the famous line? What are your legs?
Oh, yeah, steel
Springs.
springs. Yeah,
And how are you going to run like a
gazelle or a deer or something,
or a cheetah or a
something like that. We don't know. We don't know. But I'm getting. I was thinking of Tom Burleson.
Tom Burleson.
He was in The Man from Surrey River. He wasn't in Gallipoli.
And he still does an incredible Frank Sinatra.
That's what he does. See, I'm getting mixed up with the other guy.
Who are you mixing it up with?
Mark Lee, I think.
Mark Lee. That was kind of like the one film that he did that was highly successful.
Yeah.
And what happened to him?
There he is drinking at the bar at the Grandview.
The ending was the signing of armistice.
Yeah. Oh, World War One.
Yes.
Armistice Day. Yeah. 11th to the 11th.
11th the 11th, that's right. Which we still respectfully have a minute's silence.
But the some of the arsehole British generals kept their troops fighting up until the hour, up until 11 a.m. or whatever it was. So there were several people killed that didn't really have to be killed because of the British generals. Just mean.
How does a war start? Imagine there's Dave O'Neill land and there's Glenn Robbins land.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, Dave, I don't like you. What you're doing with your borders? Do I ring you up? Do I send
you make a declaration of war.
To who?
Well, I think you just announce
To
it,
them.
don't you, and send it to them, I think.
You go, right, so it's a thing you sign. I'm going to attack you at a certain time?
Yeah.
Like from 12 o'clock tomorrow?
I think it used to be like that back in the day.
Whereas with Ukraine, they've just gone, we're coming in. There was no declaration of war.
And it's like, and Putin goes, it's not really a war, we're just getting back territory. It's not a war, it's a military exercise they use some sort of jargon.
So back in the day, it was respectful.
It was,
and then when it was over, they would also sign something.
Yeah, exactly.
So which is a good thing. But I find it interesting because there must be like a time thing on it then.
Yes.
It must be like, depending on what part of the world you're in, is when you would start it. And, we're on daylight saving time. So you've gone an hour early.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It was gentlemen. And, they would play cricket and stuff when they'd have a break. And like when they'd have Christmas and stuff. But these days, it's not like that.
No, that's every man for himself.
I don't think ISIS is playing cricket with Al-Qaeda in Afghanistan. Well, should we have some thinking music?
Do you reckon? Do you think? Oh, okay. No, and that's all right. Okay,
well,
I'm happy.
We've done World War One before, but we haven't done the start of World War One. So I'm intrigued about what Portsea's got to do with the start of World War One.
But we don't normally ask questions at this point. But if the Brits were in the war? When did Britain come into the First World War?
No, they were there from the start,
would that mean that we were at war?
We were definitely at war. The Commonwealth was at war. Once, especially back then, when they were at war, we were at war. So something obviously happened in Portsea. It had something to do with Portsea in World War One.
Okay. All right. So I need to think about that. Oh, that's handy because we've got thinking music.
Thinking music. Okay. Hang on a sec. What can we do?
So why don't we could have something. There's a couple of sketches where we've done. Oh, why don't we have the two ladies from Kath and Kim?
Prue and True.
Prue and True.
Yeah, very good.
We could have a bit of that dialogue. I'm just trying to think. Are there other hoity-toity things that we could do?
Well, why don't we do a make-believe? Because, Portsea must have been settled by someone posh at some stage.
Okay.
So we could do the settlement of Portsea.
How it happened.
Yeah, how it happened.
How it really happened.
So I can be a boat captain and you can be the posh person on the boat.
Oh, and am I just going out for a bit of a sail around?
Yeah. I think we're in a motorboat. Oh, probably a sailboat.
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 Yeah.
Creaking.
And I've got on board to go for a bit of a ride around Port Phillip Bay, and you're showing me around?
I've got a few people on board, but you're the main one talking, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, here
So
we go.
am I getting on? Where am I getting on?
You're walking on the boat in Melbourne.
I'm on the jet.
on the
I come
pier,
on the pier, and maybe at like
Yeah.
Okay.
Here we go.
Hello.
Ah, welcome there, my fair man. Lord Robbins, is it? Is that what I've got written here? Lord Robbins.
I'm all ready for the trip. I read all about it. I'm very excited.
Well, Lord, I'll take you down to the all the way out to the heads, and you can pick a place to settle. How do you feel about that?
I feel delightful about that.
Well, step in. We'll
I'm wearing boat shoes. Are these okay to wear?
Wow.
Because I figured that they'd be good, so give me some grip on the deck.
Actual sailors don't wear boat shoes, mate, but that's
Right.
fine. That'd be fine.
And-
That'd be fine.
And these beige trousers be all right?
Well, whatever. Yeah,
And I've
rocks
got
your
this
boat.
lovely lamb's wool top. Should I put the
Tied around your shoulders.
tied around my shoulders?
Yeah, it's a
Okay,
thing
how's
to
that
do
look?
For a bloke like you.
And I'm wearing these lovely sunglasses.
Oh, they're lovely,
The
aren't
tortoise
they?
shell.
Well, I'll take you down the bay. I'll take you down to your bay, and we'll have a look. And
I'd love to have a bit of a look around and just.
we're just going past St Kilda, the place of prostitutes and rock and roll. You wouldn't like that.
So no, I don't think I want to.
Ladies of the night.
No. Ooh,
Popular with
really?
me and the boys, the sailors.
All
We'll often
right.
talk there.
So no, let's get away from all of that.
Okay, you don't like that.
No, let's head south.
There we go. There's Brighton. You might be
Brighton.
Yeah.
What sort of people live in
Not
Brighton?
like you. But you're probably looking for a more remote.
I'm looking for somewhere to go away for the weekend where I can, come what may, and bit of drinking of
cliff
shab-
tops. Are we looking for cliff tops?
Cliff tops, yes. And
Well, here we have Mentone.
oh,
Do you like Mentone?
no.
A little bit boring, Mentone.
But what sort of thing goes on in Mentone?
Normal things in Mentone.
I'm seeing some people on the beach. They're waving at us, and they're
Oh, yes.
oh dear.
Beau Morris, Mentone. Aspendale. We're near Aspendale now.
Oh, what happens in Aspen?
Not much.
Not.
Oh, I tell you what. Just keep your purse handy. We're going past Frankston.
Oh.
Frankstown.
Oh, I don't like.
Settled by Frank.
Oh.
Frank was a massive bogan.
Ah.
Yes, and that's where they are. That's Frankstown.
Is there anyone aboard who'd like to get off at Frankston?
Well, possibly some of the peasants down in the gully, the scully, whatever it's called.
Right, we'll
anyway,
keep going.
oh,
I brought some cheese, by the way. Would you like some?
I'll be right. She's not good for a
And
seafarer.
and a
of
nice
my
Chardonnay
weight.
with a little biscuit.
Chardonnay.
Yes.
No,
And I
well-
brought some quoits for. I thought we might play with our quoits on the deck.
This is a serious boat.
Oh,
no
okay.
time for quotes.
Right.
This is Mount Eliza. You might like this. It's a bit posh.
Oh, that goes up in the. Oh, I get a lovely view up there. Yeah, it's not perfect though.
Okay, well we've got this is Rosebud, where the roses bud,
Right.
and you'll see it's a bit reminiscent of Frankston, but they all live in caravans here. Have a look at them on the beach.
So I've got my racing binoculars, and I'm looking there, and they are
There's a lot of fat people.
a lot
A
of
lot of fat people.
fat people.
And we've got Rye, which is more your Italians. So the old Italians. My accent's changing as we go. We got the Italian. Oh, here we go. This is Sorrento. You like this?
That looks marvellous. That looks absolutely.
But
Oh,
I think this is a spot for you. We call it Portsea.
have you heard of tennis and golf? Have you heard? Do you know what that is?
No.
Right.
Me and the boys play darts. That's all we do. A bit of darts at night.
Right.
So this is Portsea. Portsea.
Look at that man there on the beach. He's got his collar popped up,
Yes. Very the common thing in Portsea.
and he's got a what's that hat? That big white hat that he's
Wide
wearing?
brim hat.
Wide
yes.
brim hat.
He's
And-
of the upper class around here.
Oh,
Perhaps
I
of
like
your class.
the look of that.
All right. Well,
Perhaps-
Lord Robbins, do you want me to drop you off here at Portsea? Is this a place for you?
I think get the boat out. I'm going in there. I'm going to fossick around, say hello, take my wine, my cheese, my boat shoes, my jumper around my neck. And
You
I'm
take
going
your golf clubs too, and
take
your
my
polo
golf clubs and my
sticks.
tennis racket.
Yes.
Oh dear, it's quite a lot to carry. But I can't thank you enough for such a wonderful adventure and showing me all the beautiful places around Port Phillip Bay.
Well, bye-bye, Lord Robbins.
Will you come back and pick me up?
Yeah, in a few days. You'll be right.
Right.
Stay at the Portsea Hotel.
Stay at the Portsea Hotel.
Oh, God, thank God he's gone. What a pain in the bottom. What absolute pain in the ass. Anyway, who else have we got on this boat? Where do you want to go? What's your name? Daryl. Where do you want to go, Daryl?
Oh, mate. Oh, all I care. Where do I go?
I think you might be a little bit Frankston, Daryl.
Dave's feeding me the lines. I want to go Frankston, mate. Well, no worries. All mate, go Frankston. Get pissed. I can get into a fight. Rob a few cars. That sort of thing.
Excellent, Daryl. I'll take you straight there. I'll do a burnout for you. Here we go.
I've been out of the boat, mate. First, I love it, mate. Yeah. Hope we haven't upset the people from Frankston. Do you think we're a bit judgmental?
No, Frankston's doing well. My in-laws used to live in Frankston, but they always said it was South Frankston.
Right. Anyway, there you go.
Anyway, there we go. So you want to have a crack? It's a hard one.
I reckon what's happened is that the Australians heard that we're at war, and they were the first to fire a shot. Because there's set up, there's cannons and stuff. But there is some sort of armory there, isn't there? My dad worked at the ordnance factory, actually.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, during the 60s. I reckon, but their timing was out because it wasn't until 12 o'clock the following day or something like that. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I reckon French Duke Ferdinand used to holiday in Portsea. That's a connection. You just come
long
back
way to go.
Well, they're rich, these people.
Of course. Maybe that's what started it all down there.
From the Portsea, and they just bang. Aha! I was just admiring my tan to everyone. What is the answer, Sam?
The first shot fired by the British Empire in World War I was at Portsea on Victoria's Mornington Peninsula. Less than 4 hours after war was declared, the shot rang out. It was aimed at a German cargo ship desperately trying to leave Australian waters.
Well, I'm nearly right, but obviously I just thought they might have fired a shot, just...
Oh, celebration shot.
Yeah, as opposed... But you're a German boat, you're in Port Phillip Bay. They were getting out of there because they realised that they were...
Yeah, at war.
You have been listening to Somehow Related with Glenn Robbins and Dave O'Neill.
What a shitty thing.
That's
you
incredible.
go, hang on, we're over here doing the the right thing, and all of a sudden you become the enemy. I wonder if that must happen a fair bit.
That's incredible. Oh, yeah, if you've got, foreign forces in another land, they'll get arrested or,
They'll get arrested first, because you can't get out.
No. Amazing.
Yeah. Oh, now, hang on. Did you not have a joke?
Oh, okay, yeah. I used to talk about when I went to Vietnam, over there they think if you're fat, you must be rich.
Yep.
Because fat equals wealth. And I say, well, you've obviously never been to a caravan park. Look at all those millionaires walking to the toilet block with a towel around their waist. That guy must be loaded. And we're out. Yes.